Welcome to the business of being healthy, where we are passionate about treating our health as good as we treat our wealth. Sheley Bryan here, and I am obsessed with sharing real-life experiences and wisdom to help save you time, heartache, and money as you continue to grow personally and professionally. Twice a week, we push aside that BS to take massive intentional action. And I promise by tuning in, you will receive the straightforward talk you've been waiting for, filled with actionable steps that will inspire you to achieve the health and wealth you desire while you are building your empire. Do you ever have those days where you are just like, oh my gosh, it is 5 o'clock and I haven't eaten one thing all day? And you're like, well, maybe that's why I feel like crap. That's what we're here to talk about today, here on the Business of Being Healthy. My name is Sheley Bryan. I'm so excited that you were able to join me again for another episode. All of the reviews that are coming in are making my day. So I just can't tell you guys, you are truly a hero in my eyes, being able to spread this to as many people as you can. So thank you. Keep sharing, keep tagging me. And I would love to give you those personal shout outs. But let's dive in. So, here on the show, right, it makes sense that we are focused on both business and being healthy. And I've had some incredible guests on. I already have more episodes coming for you guys, really focused on tying those two things together, definitely business focused. But today's subject is going to have more of a direct focus on the health side. Yet, indirectly, it has a significant benefit to your business or career. What I'm referring to is a subject I have coached over the last several years that I refer to as eating efficiently. And now, please, before you turn this off being like, oh gosh, Sheley's going to talk about the next fad diet. That's definitely not me. If you follow me on social media, you know I am actually 100% anti-diet. That's why I'm talking about eating efficiently, because I know time is one of our most valuable, if not most valuable resource out there, yet eating is too. And so in today's episode, I want to leave you with ways not only to recognize when you're hungry or when your output for the day is down, I also want to leave you with actionable steps on how to incorporate more food, AKA fuel, within your day. So in my work with coaching high achieving professional women over the last several years, there's one commonality that all of them share, is that they put everyone else and everything else as a priority of themselves. And while I can name off so many different areas of life where this happens, I really want to specifically focus today on eating, because I feel like as high achievers and ambitious women, it's almost a badge that we wear. That it's like we're tougher than the rest. We have more grit, more strength. We don't eat throughout the day. We don't need to eat. And look at what we're doing. And I know this category because I used to be in this category. And I truly understand the difference. And that's why I'm so passionate about this topic and have coached on it for so many years. Now, there is a flip side, because typical diet culture is always pushing the next diet or what you shouldn't eat or the next pill or the next quick fix. As high achievers, ambitious people, we always want to get those results right away. And when we don't, we move on really quick. This also makes the decision not to eat easier than what to eat. So there's really two common things is why we don't eat throughout the day, right? I told you it's like a badge of honor. We're super tough. And when the decision becomes hard on what to do, we don't do it either, right? We have so many other decisions that we're working on. That food is not one that we really want to have to think about. So it's just easier not to do it. Now, the problem with the decision of not eating is that you are literally killing your production in your career or your relationship with those that matter most. And now, before I share the tips on how eating efficiently throughout your day can really improve not only your health, but also your performance at work, I want to just really paint a picture of what I've heard from numerous clients that I have experienced coaching over the last several years. Again, my own personal experience is going to be in this. And I'm hoping that you might be able to resonate with this and see that what is possible for you to do with just some small changes. So think about this. It's another day. You wake up in the morning. Maybe you hit snooze a couple times, then realizing, oh, shoot, I'm behind. I've got to get the kids up. We got to get the kids fed. Oh my gosh, just get them dressed. Now you're behind because you still got to get ready. And oh, now I got to make the kids breakfast. We got to get their book bags going. Did I even pack lunch for them? I don't know. Like, I still have to get my makeup on. I have to get my bag packed. And you're literally running out the door. And the focus was on getting the kids ready and making sure that they got something to eat. And you grabbed your coffee running out the door, or you have a plan to hit the nearest drive-through to school. Now the kids are at school and at daycare, and you've started your day focused within your profession. Maybe you're running a team and you know that walking in there, there'll be fires, right? You have days full of meetings already booked on your schedule. And by the time the coffee is starting to lose its effect, you reach for more coffee. Now, it's about 11:30 and your meeting starts late, which means it ends late, which means you don't have time now before your lunch, to enjoy a lunch, because you've got maybe 30 minutes before your next meeting and you haven't even gotten to the work that you need to handle, right? So instead of eating, you're like, let me have some more coffee, maybe grab a snack that was in my bag for the kids, and that you start tackling that email before your next afternoon meeting starts at 1:00. Now, it comes to a time where you're like, okay, it's about 2:30. I got to think about getting the kids 2:30, 3:00. And you realize before leaving the office that you literally haven't peed all day. You've been going, having your coffee and maybe that tiny little snack. But by the time you get the kids, you're maybe patience is a little low. You get home, we've got homework, we've got showers, we've got dinner to make. Oh gosh, the dogs threw up. Now you have to handle that. And you know what you're thinking about too? I still have some last minute emails that I didn't get to finish during the workday. So at this point, not only are you feeling completely drained, your patience is wearing thin. Does that sound familiar to anybody? I'm literally here behind the camera, like raising my hand. I have been there before. And I actually have traveling to add into the mix to this as well. So that makes it all the more fun. Now, the point I'm trying to make here is that we push and push and push all day long, making sure everybody else's needs are met. Meanwhile, our tank is literally getting drained by the second. And we are running on fumes. And by the time it comes to pick up the kids and be with your family, like you are drained. You feel the weight on you. Now let's reverse the script. You plan out the night before what the kids are going to have for breakfast, as well as what you are going to have. Your clothes are set out in the morning. Your bag is pre-packed. In fact, you already planned an Uber Eats order to get delivered to the office. And you have time bookmarked in your calendar so that no one else can place a meeting on your calendar. You have a refillable bottle of water, and that you've set reminders throughout your day in your calendar to drink that water. You join your first meeting full of energy and mental clarity as you present to a potential client closing the deal. You can clearly focus on that client interaction as well as being present with your team. Before leaving the office for the day, you already have a snack in your bag so that when you are driving to pick up the kids, you're giving yourself an opportunity to not only maybe have the favorite song from the 80s on, but you're filling up your tank so that you can have that extra patience you want for the kids. You lie down at night feeling accomplished rather than completely defeated. I can tell you, I have literally lived both lives, and I've coached women who have done the same with slight variations. And I know this might seem like a silly question, but which one would you prefer? Now, trust me, I get it. I get it. When you feel like there is no way I can do this, Sheley, forget about it. I don't have the time in the day, and there's no way for me to plan. I hate meal prepping. I have too many things that come up in my day. There's just no way that this can have it. I remember having all those thoughts too. Yet when you think about efficiency in your job, in your business, leading your team, you are thinking about efficiency because efficiency means dollars, right? Rather than just thinking about eating, we have to think about the efficiency that it will bring not only to your day, but to your output. So your nutritional intake can truly change not only your health, but it can increase your professional performance. So when I refer to the terms eating efficiently, I mean eating nutrient-dense foods which will supply the appropriate level of energy output needed for your day. Sounds like a lot. I promise it's not. But it's so important to see the difference between not eating and eating efficiently. Like I shared, I am going to leave you with 3 tips to start eating efficiently so that you can live a life full of energy and clarity instead of defeat and tiredness. So let's dive in, write this down, save this. It sounds like a lot. I'm going to tell you because it's a different perspective. But the more that you can incorporate these tips I'm about to give, the more you will see your output. And I'm telling you, if it comes to dollars, you're going to do it. So I want you to put that pressure on yourself. Tip number 1 is to eat breakfast. Now, in my opinion, breakfast is the single most important meal of the day. By eating breakfast, you will fill up your energy tanks for the first half of the day, which is typically like, listen, we all know, we walk into the office, we walk into our job, we walk into our team, the business, things happen. We need to be ready to take that on with intention rather than running around. If you have energy in your tanks, you're going to make more sound decisions because of it. Now let's bring in the efficiency side because that's the key to making breakfast happen. Now, first, I want you to think about your morning and where you might have a pocket of opportunity to eat breakfast. So this is a pocket of time I'm referring to. Now, I'm not talking about, making this big gourmet Pinterest meal. We don't have time for that, right? We've got work to do. I'm thinking about time in your day that you could eat something. So, for example, many of my clients have about a 12 to 30-minute commute in the morning. Now, this is when they are actually eating their breakfast because I want you to think about that when you're going to eat first before what we're going to eat. So when that is set and you have that pocket of time, maybe it's when your kids are eating. Maybe it's when you are drinking your morning cup of coffee. Instead of scrolling on social media, you're going to use that other hand to actually eat. There are different things that you will find these pockets of opportunity, and be honest with yourself. Now, second, I want you to focus on creating 1 or 2 breakfast items that you could put on repeat, right? I don't want you to eat the same thing every day because that gets boring. But if you have 2 that you can rotate out and make slight variations to, this makes the decision very easy. So this may be a protein shake with berries and peanut butter. Maybe it's oatmeal with the same thing, a scoop of protein and some berries on top, and maybe some peanut butter. I'm sorry, it is like one of my favorite breakfasts. Or maybe it's hard-boiled eggs with a gluten-free bagel, which is another personal favorite of mine. The main thing is that you want to make these 2 choices something that you can do every day very fast. So you want to focus on having a protein, a fat, and a carbohydrate to start your day. And this also needs to be something that is you could eat on the go. All of those items listed, you could literally eat on the go, because if that time is when you're driving in the morning, that's when you're going to eat. Now, tip number 2, what's for lunch? That's your next time to be able to refuel after you've had a busy morning. We need to keep those fuel tanks up and going. So now when I use the word efficient when it comes to lunch, I want you to think about something that your body will not have to work very hard to digest. If your body is working hard to digest a large meal, it means it's expelling energy that could be taken away from your mental clarity and production to finish your day strong. Some examples could be like a big bowl of spaghetti or pizza or fast food or a large burger with fries. Now, none of these items, I want to be quite clear, are bad, and I'm not saying food is good or bad. I want something that my body is efficiently going to digest so that it can use what I eat as energy so I can perform high. Those items will take more energy for your body to digest. So that's the efficiency side that comes in. Plus, having those big meals takes a long time to eat. Again, we don't have time for that. We just need to refuel our tanks. So again, sticking with keeping a protein, a fat, a carbohydrate, you could try something lighter as a half a turkey sandwich with a side salad, or rice cakes with avocado and tuna. Not only is this going to be something quickly to eat that your body will readily use as fuel without pulling energy, it will increase your production through the second half of the day. And all of those items I mentioned are also travel, like you can travel, jump in the car and eat those. You can tell I do a lot of driving, and I know a lot of people do too. And so I'm always thinking, what can we use in the car that gives us an opportunity to refuel? Now, tip number 3, it's that 3 p.m. snack. It's really to curb that 3 p.m. lull. We all have that. Like, we've been working so hard throughout our day that we need that snack to keep us going, to finish strong. Now, I like to think of this 3 p.m. snack as my fast and furious nitrous boost before coming home to my family. I truly believe this is the second most important meal of your day, especially for those of us that have literally been running a million miles an hour all day long. In fact, many of my clients who incorporate this 3 p.m. snack have eliminated their second cup of coffee in the morning, or that need for that second or third cup of coffee in the afternoon around 3 p.m. Now, some of my favorite snack ideas are protein shakes, Greek yogurt with sliced almonds and granola, or lunch meat rolled up with some veggies and hummus as a dip. Again, you can see I'm sticking with the protein, fat, and carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are an essential part of your diet and should not be left out. And I literally cannot say having all 3 of them are incredibly important. If you are grabbing carb-filled food only, your body will burn through it so fast, it will leave you almost hungrier. When you incorporate the protein and the fat, that will help your body not only get all of the nutrients that it needs, it will also take a little bit longer to digest and keep you fuller longer. Now, to touch on eating efficiently again, I mean eating nutrient-dense foods, which will supply the appropriate level of energy output needed for the day. I think it's really interesting when you change your perspective from just like eating or dieting. I think dieting is the worst word, but eating or dieting to like, how can I be more efficient? This is going to help me be a more efficient throughout the day. So I want to just put this in perspective for you as we close out. Most female adults need about 1,600 to 2,200 calories per day, and males need about 2,200 to 3,000 calories per day. However, the amount of calories you need each day is unique to your body and activity levels. So I know if you're listening to this podcast, you're more than likely going to be on the higher end of the scale. You're probably also working out. Maybe you're doing a morning run or afternoon workout or some other physical activity throughout your day. Maybe you're climbing stairs all day long in your building. All of that adds to your caloric intake that you need for the day. And again, we don't count calories here with Sheley. We don't do that. But I want to tell you, if you are running your day on coffee and maybe 1, potentially 2 meals throughout the day, you're not even hitting the minimums. And with that, your body is in starvation mode, trying to perform at the level that you want it to without any fuel. And so my hope is today is that these 3 tips not only show you how to increase your eating, that it will also do it in an efficient manner, which will increase your performance at work and you being more present with your family. I highly encourage you to go back, review these tips, take the time to schedule in your day. Also take time the night before. These small changes will dramatically change the effects that you have in your job, in your profession, with your team, with your family. And so this is, as you could tell, something I'm pretty passionate about, but I love this topic. And so this is the other half of business of being healthy. And I want you to be as healthy as you can because we got a lot of business to do as we're building our empires. Thank you so much for joining, and I cannot wait for you to come back to the next episode. Please keep sharing. I love the reviews. Thank you. And I can't wait to see you next time.